I used to think to become a happier version of myself, I would have to add more habits, but I really started noticing change when I started to remove things and I stopped doing certain things. So I'm going to share with you those things that I stopped doing that personally helped me in my journey to heal myself and just become a happier person. One of the first things that I wanted to work on to stop doing is to stop caring what people think, because one, you cannot please everyone, and two, the people who actually matter will love you for who you are and not the person that you are trying to pretend to be. I have a story that I want to share with you. At my last job, I was talking to one of the shift leads, and we had this new girl. She was coming in, she was working, she was really kind, really sweet, amazing worker. The shift lead that I was talking to had told me that she did not like her and move. Basically, the shift lead had said that she did not like her, and which I responded to. I don't like talking about other people. I'm not going to engage in a conversation, especially about someone who hasn't done anything to me. I've worked with her enough to realize she did her job. She always tried to carry a positive attitude, and she always tried to be really kind to everyone. This person then proceeds to go on and say, I just don't like how she is. I don't like the way she talks. I don't like how she's just so preppy. And in that moment, I kind of realized it doesn't matter what you do. If someone does not like you, they're not going to like you, point blank, period. It doesn't matter what you do. The second thing that I did is I stopped comparing my timeline to everyone else's. Your journey is meant to look different. Also, when you open up social media and you look, social media only really shows some of the best moments in people's lives. I know before I make a post to social media or when I'm taking pictures to post, I will have whoever's taking my pictures literally spam my pictures. I might have 1,000 photos, but I will only choose to post one because that would probably be the best one out of all of the photos. So you have to keep that in mind when you're looking at social media, you're talking to people and you're looking at their lives. Like, you can't, everyone's journey is different. You cannot compare yourself to other people because you don't see the hard work it took, the time it took, the hours spent stressing that it took. So you really just have to not compare your timeline to anyone else's. We all move at our own pace, and that is completely fine. The third thing that I did was stop trying to be perfect. Progress is better than being perfect, and you have to remember that you need to start before you feel ready, because if you wait until you're ready, you might have missed opportunities, events. You obviously wasted that time that, let's say instead of starting today, I started in 3 months. You would have already seen so much progress, and your life would have already been so much different if you just start today. Not whenever you're ready, not whenever you want to, not whenever you have time to, when in reality, you need to start today. Make time for the things that you want and time for the things that you need. The fourth thing that I did was stop saying yes to everything. You absolutely have to protect your peace and your time, because if you don't do it, nobody else will. And it is okay to have boundaries. It's not selfish, you're just looking out for yourself. So you don't need to feel like you're being selfish because you put down boundaries, and you also know that you just can't say yes to everything, because sometimes we invest ourselves, or at least me personally, I was always busy trying to look out for other people that I wasn't even looking out for myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't handling things that I needed to handle in my life because I was too busy running around and doing things for other people. It is absolutely okay to say no. It's okay to have boundaries, and it's okay to have peace. The fifth thing that I did is stop talking negatively to myself. The way you talk to yourself matters, and make sure to be kind to yourself and speak positively to yourself, especially while you're growing and you're trying to become a better person. If you're constantly talking negative to yourself and you're repeating the same negative things, you're thinking the same negative things, you will truly start to believe them, even if it's not true. And that is something that I noticed. You have to embrace who you are as a person. You should not be saying negative things about yourself. Stop saying that you can't do it because you can. You should be speaking life over your life. You should be speaking life into yourself. You should only be putting positive things into yourself. Stop telling yourself what you can't do because you can. It doesn't matter if you have to work harder, if there's more things that you have to do to achieve that goal, but you will get there. And you have to stop telling yourself that you cannot. 6, I stopped waiting until I felt motivated, because motivation comes and goes. Some days you're not going to want to do it. Some days you're going to want to do it. Consistency is what builds results. And that's when you're going to start seeing progress, is when you do stuff even when you don't feel motivated to do it. Get out of bed when you don't feel like it. You go to the gym when you don't feel like it. You stay home and you cook at home something healthier and more nutritious for your body, even if you don't feel like doing it. Even if it's easier, just go outside, go to a restaurant real quick, and then come back to the house. Do things even when there's no motivation, because then you become consistent, and that's when you're going to start to see real progress. That's when I started to see some real progress. Number 7, I stopped expecting to see results overnight, because 1, growth takes time, and 2, small steps and habits every single day, they add up. And I promise you, you will start to notice it. You will start to notice it. Recently, I started going to the gym, and recently, I mean the past couple months, I've been actually going to the gym and working out and trying to eat healthier and cooking in the house. And it's like, sometimes you just be looking in the mirror and you be like, girl, it's still one day. Like, I should have lost 20 pounds. But that's not how that works. It takes time, and that is absolutely okay, because if you think about it, if you stop or you don't start now, 3 or 4 months are going to pass. 5, 10, 20, 30 years are going to pass anyways, so why not just start now? And then as the time flies by, you will start to see results, and you will start to see that you are moving closer to your goal in life, mentally, physically, emotionally. Like, you will be there. You will be closer than you were yesterday. Every day that you take, even if you don't see results, you are closer to your goal than you were the day before, the week before, the month before. I remember, and this was maybe like the first couple weeks I started going to the gym, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so good. And then I checked the app, because you can see like all the times that you can see all the times that you had went to the gym, that you checked into the gym, and like how long your workouts are if you log them and stuff. And it said I had only checked into the gym 9 times. And I'm like, what the heck? I've been doing this forever. Also not gonna happen overnight. Like, you're not gonna lose 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds in 2 hours. Like, that's just not how it works. It takes consistency and it takes discipline. Somebody can get him. What the heck? Number 8, I stopped living on autopilot. You need to be absolutely intentional with your days and with your time. You need to know what you're doing, how you're going to do things. If you are constantly doing the same thing every single day and your routine does not change, how do you expect to grow? And that's something I'd ask myself. If I'm doing the same things every single day, I'm not making time for things that are going to help me, things that are going to make me feel better, how am I supposed to grow if my days are just on autopilot? Sometimes it just helps to reflect on your day, reflect on your life, reflect on how you're feeling, write that down in a journal, and write down the things that you want to work on, things that you want to start doing. Write those things down, because I promise you it makes a difference. Write it down, constantly think about those things, and get to work. Number 9 is I stopped trying to control things that are out of my control, and I feel like that is one of the main things that probably stressed me out. You cannot control what happens in other people's lives. You cannot control how other people view you. You cannot control so many things. And so it's nice to just sit back and focus on the things that you can control. What are the things that are in your control that you can change about yourself, your life, where you want to be, and stop worrying about the things that you can't control. Number 11, I absolutely do not hang out with people who no longer align with me. And that's something that we all just have to realize. People grow, people change. I'm not the same person that I was a couple years back. I'm not even the same person that I was last week. People change, whether it's good or bad, but it's also okay to outgrow people in a healthy way. Like, there's no bad blood. I don't have any problems with you. But if you don't align with me and the things that I want in my life and the things that I want to do with my life, I simply cannot hang out with people who are just going to set me back. I stopped hanging around people who don't align with me. I think this is number 12, but me personally, I'm not rekindling with anybody who has hurt me, disrespected me before. I'm just not rekindling with anyone from my past. If I close that door and we don't speak anymore, it is absolutely for a reason. Because you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I absolutely cannot put the blame on you, and then it becomes my fault for opening up that door again and allowing certain people and certain things back into my life. I'm not rekindling anything. Like I said before with number 11, no problems, no beef, no bad blood, but I am not rekindling anybody. I am not rekindling anything from my past, at those, people, places, jobs, things. Like, I just can't do it. I'm not going to open up that door and allow space and freedom for hurt, disrespect, you know, setting me back. I'm not opening the door for all of those bad things to come back into my life. I just absolutely cannot. This is number 13, and actually last on my list, is being proud of who you are and where you came from. My past jobs, oftentimes I would come into work and there would just be a lot of jokes going around about, people of color, black people, them making jokes out of stereotypes and all sorts of things. And, you just get the feeling to where it's like, that's not a joke. And I feel like you're just trying to say what you want to say and express your disgusting views and your feelings, but just kind of play it as a joke. And it got to a point to where I just kind of went off, because no, I'm not ashamed that I am black. I'm not ashamed of my hair. I'm not ashamed of my nose. You're not going to put me in a box and throw stereotypes on me. I'm very proud of who I am. I'm very proud of where I came from, and nobody is going to make me change my thoughts on that. Like, I'm just proud of the person that I am and the person that I am becoming. And I say that to say it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what race or ethnicity you are. You need to be proud of the person you are. You need to be proud of where you came from. You need to be proud of your culture, and don't let anyone try to take that away from you and try to make you feel any type of way about something that you can't even change. If I'm being honest, if I could be born again, I would choose to be myself in every single lifetime. Something that will shut a conversation down instantly with me, if someone tries to talk poorly on any person in general and where they came from. It doesn't matter if you have a poor background. No individual is better than the next person. We all come from different places. We all come from different cultures, has different stories. And who are we and who are other people to judge someone based off of, their race or ethnicity, where they came from, if they're poor? Like, we are not. That's not, I say we, but like, you know what I mean? Who is anyone to judge someone based off of those things? So it's so important to be confident in who you are, where you came from, your culture, and always stand 10 toes down when it comes to those things. To love yourself. I love everything about myself, or at least I'm learning to love things about myself. I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not ashamed of where I came from. I'm not ashamed. For someone else, it may look a little bit different. We're all different. But it's so important. You're proud of where you came from. You're proud of who you are. You're proud of your features. And that you really just learn to love yourself. And with all of those things combined, the things that, I stopped doing, I stopped worrying about, I put my foot down about, I feel absolutely amazing. I feel better. I feel happier. I don't allow, those evil things or people to bother me, or I don't even allow them in my life. With all that being said, you don't have to change everything overnight. Sometimes to become the happier version of yourself, you just have to sit back and start letting things go and not allow things to have power in your life. Like always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. You want to say bye, guys? Look. Bye. Okay, come on, we gotta get up.